standing for cooperation in the upcoming period. In statements, Mullah stressed the importance of swiftly preparing for the MOU's signing, noting it shall include cooperation in fields of energy, mining, training, as well as benefiting from the expertise of Czech companies, universities and institutes in honing skills of Egyptian cadres. Meanwhile, the Czech ambassador asserted his country seeks to sign the MOU with Egypt, noting in this regard that talks started in late 2021 to draft this memorandum of understanding between the two countries for cooperation in many different fields. We're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest for this afternoon, Dr. Hisham Nasr, energy and green hydrogen expert. Dr. Hisham, a very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Now we're seeing, Doctor, of course, Egypt branching out to new sources of energy. Amongst them, of course, is hydrogen production. Tell me some of the qualifications for Egypt to become a center for hydrogen production, Doctor.
Yes, for sure. I mean, Egypt is expected to be one of the greatest energy and green hydrogen hubs in the world, given that Egypt has many advantages like the renewable energy resources, because we have one of the best locations for wind and solar. Also, given our location between the Mediterranean and the Red Sea, so it will ease all the transportation through the Suez Canal and the Mediterranean to export the green hydrogen and green ammonia to Europe, Asia, and other continents as well.
Indeed. Now, since natural gas, of course, is one of the sources of green hydrogen, Egypt, with its natural gas production and capacity, is qualified to produce green hydrogen, and lots of moves are going towards this. What are the expected rates of such production in Egypt in the upcoming period, Doctor?
I mean, there are a lot of MOUs signed in the past period and during the COP, almost more than 20 MOUs. And each MOU has like the capacity of around 1 to 2 million tons of ammonia, which is generated by the use of hydrogen. So expect that we can reach, hopefully in the next 10 years, around 30 million tons of ammonia.
And Doctor, what are the most important advantages of green hydrogen compared to other kinds of fuels?
I mean, the most important part is it's like environmentally friendly. I mean, whenever you use it, there is not a lot of emissions like the usual fuel. Also, it can be used in many applications, like I was mentioning, to transform it into ammonia, which is used for fertilizer. It can be used also in fuel cells to generate electricity, and it will be very clean, no emissions at all, and it will save the environment.
Egypt is also branching out to many different other sources of renewable energy production, no longer opting to rely on the usual fossil fuels as sources of energy. How important is this step, and what action has Egypt done in this regard in diversifying renewable energy sources in the country?
Yeah, Egypt is doing a lot of efforts to reduce the dependency on fossil fuels, given that we have other sources in renewables like solar, wind, hydro as well, and also green hydrogen and green ammonia. Also, this will save a lot of money in terms that the produced gas can be liquefied and exported to Europe with a good pricing, and we can use our own resources of renewable energy in the future just to be environmentally friendly, to meet all the agreements like Paris Agreement, and also it will generate a lot of job opportunities.
Absolutely. Now, Doctor, Egypt is considered one of the first countries in Africa to produce green hydrogen, with the start of production in one of the companies in the Sokhna region. Tell me the outcome of such a step, and how can Egypt expand this production in the coming few years?
Yes, for sure, Egypt is a front runner in the first pilot project that was inaugurated actually in COP27 in Egypt between the President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and also the Prime Minister of Norway. And this pilot project, it's the first of its kind, and it's located in Ain Sokhna, and it received a lot of grants globally and also from the EU, because it's really an example to be followed by the African countries in the future. And also there are more projects to come to prove that we will be a front runner in green hydrogen industry.
Absolutely right. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Dr. Hisham Nasr, energy and green hydrogen expert. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and insight. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break, and we'll be back to continue this edition of Cairo Local Time. Do stay tuned. Still continuing with more news, moving to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Ahmed Samir, who laid the foundation stone at the Sumitomo Electric Egypt new vehicle electric wiring harness factory established in the 10th of Ramadan city. We have the details.
The Minister of Trade and Industry, Ahmed Samir, laid the foundation stone at Sumitomo Electric Egypt's new vehicle electric wiring harness factory in the 10th of Ramadan city. According to a cabinet statement, the new Sumitomo Electric Egypt factory will be constructed on a total area of 150